to Object Code 18CS2007 Data Structures and Algorithms Lab. Experiment number 6, Implementation of doubly linked list. In this video, we are going to see how a doubly linked list can be implemented and how operations can be, operations like insertion and deletion can be performed on a doubly linked list. Now, in this video, we're going to see this implementation, and here I'm using Jupyter Notebook as IDE and Python programming language to demonstrate this doubly linked list. Now, first, we can see two classes here. The first one is the structure of the node. That means in doubly linked list, each node has three fields. Here the first one is data, that means the actual value of the node, the data of the node. The next is the address of the next node, and the self.prev, previous means address of the previous node. Now that is the structure of the node in doubly linked list. Now we'll see the actual functioning of actual implementation of all these methods, insertion and deletion methods in this doubly linked list class. First we'll see the constructor of this class, uh, which will be implicitly called when we create an object for this class, right? So it sets head value to none uh, automatically. Now we'll see the first method, that is insertion at beginning. That means when we have to insert any node at the beginning of linked list, uh, we have to create an object for this node class. Each time we have to, when we have to insert the data to the linked list, we have to create an object for this node class, passing the data, so that self.data will be assigned with the data that has to be inserted. Now to insert a node at beginning, there are two conditions to be checked. First one is if the list has any elements, or if it is the first insertion, or if the list is empty, and then we have to uh, insert the node at beginning. Then we just need to make our head pointer point the new node. Since self.head always points the first node of our doubly linked list, we just need to make that self.head point the recently inserted new node. That's it. Or else if the list already has some elements, self.head will be pointing the first node, right? So we have to remove the self.head pointing the first node, and we have to make self.net point at our new node. Now this is the condition. If self.head is not none, that means if the head is not none, that means that the linked list has some elements, some nodes in it, and if that is the case, we have to follow this procedure. We have to set the previous first node point to our new node now. So the self.head will be pointing the first node, and the previous field of that initial first node has to now point to our new node, and the next field of our recently inserted new node has to point the previously first node, right? So previously first node will be pointed by self.head previously, right? So that is the meaning of this line. And as I've already told that self.head always points the first node. Since our first node now is new node, since this is insertion at beginning, our self.head is now pointing at new node. That's it. Now we'll see the second method, that is insertion at end. Insertion at end means inserting any node at the last of the doubly linked list. That means at the end of the doubly linked list. Now here also we have two conditions. If the list is empty, that means if the list doesn't have any data, nodes, uh, that has a condition, another procedure. And if the linked list has already some elements, this is the procedure. Now we'll see first if the linked list has some elements, that is if self.head is not none, which means that the doubly linked list has some elements in it, right? So for each time when we have to insert the data, we have to create an object for this node class, which I have told earlier. And uh, to insert a node at end, we need the address of the last node, right? So to do that, to get that address, we have to traverse across the linked list using a loop. So here we use while loop with condition as temp.next is not none. That means for each node in doubly linked list, the next field will point to the address of the next node, right? But for last node, the next field will be none. So if temp.next is not none, then we will iterate across the list. And if the temp.next is none, that means if it is the last element, this while loop will be terminated. So if temp.next is none, this loop will end, and it comes out of this loop, right? So we'll see inside the loop condition, that is temp equal to temp.next, which is nothing but updating the temp. Temp is nothing but self.head. We will take the head pointer in a temporary variable in order to keep on incrementing, keep on updating the temp while we iterate. So temp equal to temp.next means it gives the temp the address of the next node. In the next iteration, it gives the address of the uh, come further next node, right? So that's the meaning of this loop. And once we get the last node, this loop will be terminated, and we'll be having the address of the last node temp. So uh, In order to insert any node at the end, we have to update two fields, right? So our new node which has to be inserted at last, the previous field of that node now should point the uh, last node, right? Temp means the last node, address of the last node, that should be pointed by the previous field of new node. That's the meaning of this line. And the next line is temp dot next equals to new node. That means this is the last node, and the next field of that last node now should point our new node. Now this new node is the last one, right? So which is recently inserted at last. So the temp dot next should point to our recently inserted last node, that is new node. That's it about insert at end. And we'll see else condition. That means if the list is already empty, now if the list is empty, insertion at beginning and end both have the same meaning, right? So we just call this insertion at begin function passing the data. That's it. That is insert at end method. Now we'll see the next method, that is insert after a particular position. Yes, okay. Insert after a particular position, it takes two inputs, that is data and position. Data means the data that has to be inserted, and position means position after which the data has to be inserted. That is insert at the position. Now here also we have some conditions to be checked. First one happens to be if self load head is none and position greater than 0. That means if the list, if self load head is none, which actually means that the list is empty and position is greater than 0. If the list is empty and the user wants to insert after a particular position, that cannot happen, right? Then we have to print a message position not found. Okay. And after that we can return from the function. Okay. Now we'll check another condition, that is insertion at 0th position. If the position is 0, now we have to insert the node at beginning, right? So we just need to call this insert at begin function, I mean method, passing the data that has to be inserted and return from the function. Now we'll see if both these conditions are not true. Now we'll create a new node by creating object for this node class above. Now we'll take a counter variable, that is var equals to 1, and take a head pointer in a temporary variable to iterate for traversal. Now this while loop uh, we use to find the position uh, actually given by the user, right? So to do that, to find the position, we need to iterate across the list and search for that position, right? So we need a loop. So that's why we are using while loop with condition temp is not none. If temp is none, that means if it is the last element, only then this loop will be terminated. Otherwise this loop keeps on iterating, right? So this loop can traverse across the list until it reaches the last node. That's it. Now under this loop we have some other conditions to check. We'll see that if var is 1 is position, that means if the counter variable is pointing towards the position, pointing the position which the user has given, and the temp dot next is not none, that means it is not the last element. Temp dot next is not none means if it is not the last element and the user given position is found, then we have to update the four links here. First one we'll see new node dot next equal to temp dot next. Temp dot next means the address of the next node. So that one now should be pointed by this next field of our new node. Now next new node dot previous means previous field of our new node should point temp. That means uh, since previous means that it points the address of the previous node, right? Here temp is our previous node. If we insert a new node after that position, then the previous node will be temp, right? So the previous field of this new node should point temp. Now temp dot next dot previous means after this new node, the next node of our newly inserting node, that can be called as temp dot next. Temp dot next dot previous means now the temp dot next dot previous should point to our new node. That means this temp dot next is nothing but the node that is after this new node, right? That one, the previous field of that one should point new node, right? That is the meaning of this third line. And now we'll come to the fourth line, that is temp dot next equals to new node. After the insertion of new node after uh, temp node, now the next field of that temp node should point to our new node, right? So that's the meaning of this fourth line. Now after doing that, we'll return from this insert at position method. Now if that is not the condition, and we'll check another condition, that is if var is position, that means the position, if the position is found and temp dot next is none, that means insertion at last. This is nothing but we can call it as insertion at last, I mean or else after last node. Okay. Now if the insertion at after a last node should happen, that is nothing but insertion at the end of the linked list, right, which we have already defined above. Here we just we can call that method passing the data, right? That will be enough to do this. So yeah, here so we call this method passing the data, and we will break, or so we'll return from this function after that. Or else we have another condition, that is if var is not position and temp.next is none. That means if temp.next is none, that means that the loop has come to the last node, but still the position is not found. So we can print a message called position not found in the list, linked list. And these are the conditions to be checked, and in each iteration we have to increment the counter variable by one, and we have to update the temp to the next field of the linked list, right? That's it about insert after position at position. Now we'll see the delete method. There are some conditions to be checked to delete a node from doubly linked list. Now first we'll take self-rotating as a temporary variable, and this is the first condition to be checked, that is if list is empty. If the list is empty, we can check that by checking if the head is none. If head is none, the list is empty, right? So we can print a message called no elements to delete and return from this delete method. Or else we check another condition, if list has only single element. That means if self.head is not equals to none, that means there are some element, I mean there are some elements in the list, and temp.next is none. That means the element is the only single element and there is no other element but that one. So that's the meaning of this condition. If there is only single element, we have to follow this procedure, and if there is only single element, we have to check whether that is the element the user is willing to delete. So if temp.data equals to node, we have to set the head value to none again, and we have to delete that temp variable and print deleted successfully and return from this method. Or else if there is only single element in the list but the temp.data, I mean that data is not the data that the user is willing to delete, then we have to print a message called key, the which the node which the user is willing to delete is not found to delete in the list, and return from this method. That's the one condition to be checked. And then we'll see next condition, that is if it is the first value to be deleted. If it in the case of first value deletion, there will be no previous node, right? There will be no previous node, and if we don't specify this condition, we'll get error. So we'll see this how. If temp.data equals to node, that means it just checks if the data equals to node. That means temp.data means temp is head, and head.data means it's the head always points to first node. Data of the first node is the, if it is the node that the user is willing to delete. Now we'll follow this procedure, that is self.head equals to temp.next. That means we just have to move the head pointer towards the next node, right, so that the first node may be deleted. So self.head equals to temp.next, and we have to set the previous field of the second node uh, to none, because the first node previous field will be none. So we are trying to make the second node as now as first, right, since we are deleting the first node. So that's why we'll set the previous field of the second node, that is temp.next equals to none, and we'll delete the temporary variable and we'll return from this function. That is another condition. Well, now or else if all these conditions are not satisfied and we are willing to delete any element at the middle, or uh, some other positions other than this in the list, will follow this while loop procedure. That means to iterate across the linked list to find the node and then delete that node. Now to do that, we'll check condition in the while loop, that is temp.data is not equals to node. That means if temp.data is not equals to node, we'll update temp, and will execute this while loop. Or else once the temp.data is node, that means if we find the node in our linked list, this loop will be terminated. Now we'll see how this loop procedure works. Now if temp.next equals to none, that means this becomes true if temp.next will become none only in the case of last iteration, right? Since only in the last, for the last node, next field will be done, and temp.data is not equal to node, then that means if it is the last node and still the temp.data is not equal to node, that means the node is not found in the list, right? So we'll print a message key, the node which the user is the user has given not found in the list, and return from this method. uh, or else if it is if it is not the last node, we'll keep on we'll have a previous node reference. That means that just to store the address of the previous node, and temp equal to temp.next means we are updating the temp in each iteration, so that it visits every node in the linked list. Now after this loop finishes, we'll check another condition, that is if it is the last node to be deleted. That means we found the data, but in the case of last node deletion, uh, we won't be having any further nodes, right? So you have to specify a condition there. So if temp dot data equals to node and temp dot next is none. If temp dot next is none, that is nothing but last node, right? So in case of last node deletion, we'll follow this procedure: temp dot previous, temp dot previous equal to previous node dot next equals to none. That means we are setting the previous field of our last node, since since the node now has to be deleted, right? So the previous field of that node which has to be deleted, and the next field of the last second node should be none, because now the previous node should be will be the last node, right? If we delete this last node, the previous node of that one will be the last one, so the next field should be none of the last node, right? So that's what we are doing here. Now we'll delete the temporary variable and returning from this method. Yes, okay. And that's it. If it is not the last node to be deleted, then we'll follow this normal procedure, that is a previous node dot next. PREV node means the previous node of the node which we have to delete. The target node is the node which has to be deleted, and the previous node means the previous node of the target node. So now the previous next field of that previous node now should not point to the node that is to be deleted, right? It should point the node next to the target node. That's why the temp dot next will temp is a node which we are willing to delete, right? So the next field will give the next node of our target node. So the previous node, next field of our previous node now is pointing towards the next node, pointing towards the next node. That means after the node target node. That's it. Now this temp dot next is the node after our target node, and the previous field of that node should now point to our previous node, right? Since the bit in between node, that is temp node, now has been deleted. That's why we'll delete temp and return from this method. That's it. Now we'll see display method, uh, which is nothing but to display the doubly linked list. So for that we'll check a condition: if set head is none, that means the list is empty, we cannot print, right? So we'll print empty list and return from this method, or else we'll take head in a temporary variable and we'll print a current list before the loop, and we'll print all the elements of the loop, or I mean elements of the list. And uh, the condition is temp is not none. That means to reach the last node, we take this condition: temp, if temp is none, that means it is the last node. So this loop will be terminated. If it is not none, we'll print the temp, we'll take the data and print it, and we'll update the temp in each iteration. That's it. That's it about this double linked list and methods. Now we'll see this menu. This is an object for this dlink class, that is doubly linked list class. And this is the menu for the user: 1 for insertion, 2 for insertion at last, and 3 for insertion after position, 4 to delete any nodes, 5 to display the list, 6 to exit from this program. Now we'll see this while loop. It's an infinite while loop which keeps on prompting the user to enter the data until the user presses 6. If the user presses 6, here we can see if the choice is 6, we have a thank you statement and the break statement. That is, if we do this break, we know that the loop will be terminated. Then now we'll see if we'll prompt in the user to enter the choice. If the choice is 1, we'll call this insert begin function, passing the input that has to be inserted, that is enter the data to be inserted at first. That's it. Now after each insertion, we'll display the list. If it is 2, we'll pass the data to the insert at end method, and we're passing the data. Now after that insertion also will display the list. If the choice is 3, we're inserting after a position, right? So we need the data to be inserted and the position after which the data has to be inserted. So we are passing two data uh, to the insert at position method. And after that, we're checking a condition: if the head is not none, only then we are displaying the list. Otherwise we need not display it, right? So if the list is not empty, we're displaying it. No, if it is 4, that means for deletion. If the head is not none, only then we are deleting the uh, node from the list. If it means that if the list is empty, we cannot delete it, right? So we're printing a list empty uh, statement. And we're checking another condition: if oh, for a display. That means if If the list is not empty, only then we are displaying after the deletion method operation. And we are checking fifth condition, that is choice. If choice equals to 5, we display the linked list. If choice equals to 6, we print a thank you, and we'll break from this while loop. This while loop will be terminated then. Now, or else if for any other inputs, we'll print invalid input and try again message. Now we'll check whether this program is working or not. First, we'll try to insert some data. Okay, 1. Insert at first 10. Insert at first 20. As you can see, insertion at beginning is working. Now we'll see insertion at last to 30. Now 30 has been inserted at last. Now we'll see insert after position 3. Insert the data, for example, 40, and position after position first we'll try with 0. That means the insertion at beginning. Yeah, 40 has been inserted at first. Now we'll try insert 50 after the last position, that is 4. 50 has been inserted after 30. You will see insertion at any intermediate position, 3, 60, and for example we'll say 2. After 20, that means after second position, you can see our new element, that is 60. Now that's it about third method, that is insertion at after a position. Now we'll try to delete node. We'll try with first deletion of first node 40. Here we can see 40 has been deleted, and we'll try with deletion of last node 50. Okay, 50 has been deleted. We'll try for deletion of any intermediate node. For example, we'll say 10. We can see 10 has been deleted. Now that's it about delete function, and we'll see our display method that just display the current list. Now we'll try it with 6, that is to end the program. We can see the program has been now completed. I hope all the outputs and all outputs is correct for different kinds of inputs. Thank you.